There was jubilation in Sierra Leone as people there welcomed the decision by the judges at The Hague on Wednesday condemning former Liberian President Charles Taylor to 50 years in prison. The same mood was replicated in the streets of Liberia.
The judges have created a kind of a landmark decision, and as far as I'm concerned.
People maimed in the war eagerly watched the court's proceedings beamed live from The Hague.
Mr. Taylor, would you please rise for the sentence of the court?
Finally, this decision from the judges put an end to the 1-month wait for Taylor's sentencing.
The trial chamber unanimously sentences you to a single term of imprisonment of 50 years for all of the counts on which you've been found guilty.
The prosecution had asked for 80 years imprisonment for Taylor, but the judges settled on 50 years. The court said the sentence was intended to reflect Taylor's position of authority, and since he had already served 6 years in prison.
Credit shall be given to you for the period commencing from 29th of March 2006.
It does not heal the wounds of those who are victims of sexual violence and does not remove the permanent emotional and psychological and physical scars of those enslaved or recruited as child soldiers.
Taylor will serve his sentence in a high-security prison in Britain. He becomes the first former head of state since the aftermath of the Second World War to be convicted. He was found guilty on 11 counts of aiding and abetting the revolutionary United Front rebels in Sierra Leone, who murdered and mutilated tens of thousands of people during the country's 11-year brutal civil war. Sierra Leone's President Ernest Bai Koroma says relations between his country and Liberia remain strong.
I will take this moment to tell you plenty thank you for all what you have done with the peace.
Meanwhile, the ICC Appeals Chamber has dismissed the prosecution case against Rwanda's Calixte Mbarushimana. Meanwhile, Attorney General Githu Muigai has criticized remarks by ICC prosecutor Louis Moreno Ocampo that the security situation in Kenya continues to pose a challenge to the protection of witnesses in the Ocampo 4 cases at The Hague.
Those comments made in this context are harmful to the relationship between Kenya and the court.
The Witness Protection Agency set up by the Kenyan government is mandated to provide security for the witnesses, including relocating them and giving them new identities. Abdi Osman, Citizen Live at 9.